Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. I am your host, KPZ. And today we've got a couple things going on. We've got some unexpected stuff in this game out of our ship, the Royal Navy Tier 5 Premium Battleship Warspite. I'm also going to use this opportunity to recommend to you, if you are a BB main, I recommend the Warspite on the upcoming Tier 5 1v1 ranked. I strongly recommend the Warspite. I will be playing the Warspite, and if you have it, I think you should use it. You know, I'm not a expert cruiser player. The grass might be a good choice if you have that. Um, you know, I'm tempted to dabble around in the Admiral Makarov, but that's because I'm a weirdo. And then, of course, if you're using destroyers at Tier 5, I think it's going to be really hard to ignore the T-61 premium sonar ship. Just one guy's opinion. There's also the Monahan, but not so sure about the Monahan, even though it does have really nice torpedoes. It would be helpful if you were facing a battleship, not so much facing a cruiser. I think there's definitely also a possibility that people might get good results from the Genevi now that it has been buffed. So please keep that in mind. All right, we had some really good salvos to start off on the New Mexico. The Pensacola, not so much. And the Pensacola's behind a smoke screen. Also, I want to mention we spawned over here with just two ships, so we were behind the eight ball. Wargaming, four ships in the middle, three on one side, two on the other. Hey, I have a great idea. How about three at each spawn point? How about that? Look, I just came up with that. I don't even work for you. Amazing. All right, we took a little bit of damage there. We are using a range build with Cunningham. As you can see, I do have the spotter plane. I put it up hoping to get shots out on that Pensacola. I don't think those shots hit anything other than the island. And in retrospect, I'll just say it now. I really wish instead of the spotter plane, I had put on a fighter plane. And you will see why as this match continues. Not recommended what this cruiser ahead of me is doing, going mano a mano with the New Mexico. He does hit him with a torpedo. That's great and everything. But at the end of the day, a cruiser cannot stand up to a New Mexico inside of 4 kilometers, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. New Mexico turning, giving us somewhat of a broadside, gonna hit him with those rear turrets, and quite frankly, smash him pretty hard. 3 pens, 1 overpen. He is trying to maneuver. That's great and everything. We are lighting him up with our secondaries. We set him on fire. I believe we also shot down his airplane. And we have attracted the attention of the enemy aircraft carrier. So I am turning away in order to quasi try to dodge torpedoes. Tried to hit the New Mexico in the bow there. That didn't really work out. Dodging torpedoes also didn't work out. We're going to get these front turrets online and fire them up. And the New Mexico is hanging on a thread. And we finish them off. Close quarter expert. Kill number one. All right. We sailed into that torpedo before it could arm. Always a viable tactic if you have to do that while you're moving. Emerald giving us a good broadside. We'll hit him with 3 overpens there. And just waiting for the front two turrets to reload. And we fire them. And they get a hit to Citadel. And now we're going bow on. We dodged some torpedoes, sort of. And we're just waiting for our rear turrets to rearm. We're going to come flat broadside to the Emerald and put all 4 guns on him. And just waiting for him to give us a good little bit of a turn. Front two turrets, couple overpens, rear two turrets. Sayonara meets goodbye. Hit the Citadel, kill number 2 of the Emerald. All right, we cleared out this side of the map. The Pensacola was the other cruiser over here. He was killed by a battleship in the middle of the map, so we no longer have him to worry about. However, as you can see, We only have 4 ships left. They have 6 ships left. They have captured Alpha. We haven't captured anything. And the bulk of my team has retreated behind the Bravo cap, as you can see there on the minimap. So I would really like some help, spotting help, um, anti-aircraft help, stuff like that. Because at this point, we've been pretty targeted by the carrier, and I really think our carrier kind of dropped the ball in giving us some protection. We're going to eat another torpedo here. Thankfully, I guess that one didn't do a lot of damage, but we're continuing to shoot down airplanes. I think you're going to be astonished how many airplanes I shoot down with the AA of the Warspite before the end of the match. And I'll just tell you, I didn't even look at that before this game. I didn't even consider that that was going to be a thing I had to worry about. As you can see, we spec'd the spotter plane. That hasn't done a lot for me. So in the future, if you're using the Warspite, I would recommend using the fighter plane. However, with the codicil that in these ranked battles, maybe the spotter plane might do you some good there. So I don't know what it's like now on my Warspite, but I'm going to change it to the spotter plane and keep it there at least until ranked battles is over with. Again, I strongly recommend the ship if you own it. So we're moving into Charlie here. Going to really get on the Ryusho's case. I feel that he needs to give me some air support, seeing as aside from 1 kill, I have 2 kills. I have the most kills on the team, and I have the strongest ship left on the board. And I think he needs to support me. And if you're the carrier player, you need to recognize that when you have an OP ship on your team and you need to support it. Or the reverse of that, if you're a carrier commander and you're in a match with a teammate who has an OP ship but it doesn't have a lot of AA protection, you need to overwatch that ship. For example, the Nikolai doesn't have a lot of protection as far as AA goes, but it's a very strong ship. At tier 3, the Arkansas doesn't have a lot of AA protection, but it's a very strong ship. Those are just two off the top of my head. And of course, if you have a destroyer that, like a Japanese destroyer, doesn't have a lot of AA, aside from the Akizuki, you know, if it's a Udachi, if it's a Yukikaze, maybe it's worth overwatching that player with your carrier fighter planes in order to make sure it's protected, if you can. All right, we're engaged in the Königsberg here. The carrier player is also engaging the Königsberg. He got him with a couple of torpedoes. I got him with a couple of penetrations. We're going to switch sides here, which is not good for having your turrets lined up. But it is good, I guess, because he got hit with another torpedo. We are going to try shooting into his turrets to disable them. As you can see, that first salvo wasn't necessarily very successful. The second one was, and we unlocked the high caliber. Our secondary batters are going crazy. I really did not think the Warspite had this kind of secondary guns, but it does. Getting ready to finish them off, trying to turn it around here, dodging more torpedoes, and the Ryujo kills the Warspite. Well, not gonna lie, not too happy about that either. All right, we're going way downtown on the Nuremberg here. Spoiler alert, didn't lead him enough. We are still getting attacked by carrier airplanes. We eat another torpedo before it goes active, so thank gosh for that. And he is still bombing the heck out of us. And it looks like the carrier did launch an airplane over us, so I mean, that's good. That's what I need. That's what you need to do. Now, I don't know how many of this guy's launched already, how many he has left. Honestly, I think maybe the carrier would have been better served if instead of going into the cap circle, he went behind the island over here. So that way he wouldn't be able to get shot at by the Dallas. But at the same time, maybe the carrier's AA would have protected my ship a little bit more from the red team's carrier planes. Just a thought. All right, we're going to turn and get some shots out on the Dallas, who's pretty obviously shooting at the aircraft carrier. This is just us two left. The Dallas should not have done that. The Dallas is dead. Hit the Citadel, kill number 3. All that's left out here for us is the Nuremberg, aside from the enemy carrier, more torpedo planes coming in. We are going to turn and eat another torpedo and shoot down another airplane and continue to try to engage this Nuremberg. We are on 19 airplanes shot down. Thought these were pretty good shots at the Nuremberg, maybe a little bit high. He is trying to maneuver behind the island. We do get some really nice hits there, but also a bunch of overpens. And at the end of the day, that's not going to work. We'll go back into Charlie here to try and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Unfortunately, at this point, you can see the enemy has a pretty insurmountable 255 point lead. And so the only way we are going to beat the enemy is to kill their ships. And I know where the Nuremberg is. I think I know where the enemy carrier is, but I really need to know where the enemy carrier is right now. Maybe if we got some better decision making by our teammates, we wouldn't be in this situation. But at this point, it is what it is. You know, in this Nuremberg player, I don't know why he came out from behind this island. I definitely wouldn't have done that if I was him. There's the clear sky medal. I never thought I would get a clear sky medal in the Warspite. That's for sure. No one was more shocked than me when that came out. All right, so maybe the Nuremberg isn't going to come out from behind the island. He left the Bravo cap right as he was about to cap it. So we're not making all the bad decisions on the blue team here. That was a stunningly bad decision on his part. It would really put the pressure on our team. There really is no reason for him to come out where he is visible. So I don't know why he did that. Perhaps he thought that the enemy aircraft carrier would stop attacking him if he wasn't capturing Bravo. I just don't know how to explain that thought process. Maybe he didn't even realize he was leaving the cap. We're just going to lob some shells here. He's already pretty damaged. We finish him off. Kill number 4. And now it is us against the enemy carrier. All I need to know is where the enemy carrier is, and all I need to do is avoid being attacked by the carrier planes. Unfortunately, there is a bomber coming at us, and I'm pretty sure it's a HE bomber. All right, maybe not. Sets us on fire, and so all we got to do is find out where he is. I am confident 1.5 salvos will finish off the enemy aircraft carrier here in the Warspite. Continuing to get airplanes shot down, doing our best to try and dodge, prevents us from keeping our turrets lined up. It looks like we're at 27 airplanes shot down right now, 28 airplanes shot down right now, 56 secondary battery hits again. This is not the ship that I think would do that. We see the Ranger out there. We shoot at what I believe is the rear of the Ranger with the first 2 turrets. We get some good hits there. I would love to keep turning, but I see the enemy bombers coming at me, and I don't think I can do that. Although in hindsight, maybe I should have. Could have got a couple more shells off, maybe luckily hit the Citadel and killed the Ranger. I just don't know. But we get killed by the carrier. You can see the time is ticking down, and we are not going to win this match. All right, so cut to the end. Here we are going through some milestones in the Brandenburg campaign. Here's the defeat screen. We got high caliber medal, close quarters expert medal, clear sky medal, 466 total damage, and 4 kills, 28 airplanes shot down, 56 secondary battery hits in a Warspite. Definitely my pick for tier 5 ranked. Wish I could have got more air cover there. There we are on the top of the board. It is a loss, so at the end of the day, it just doesn't matter. Hope you enjoyed this. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're interested in more. Thanks.